I'm so buzzing to get back.
Oh, yeah.
42,000 people. Bailey gets the ball. Leon Bailey on the left hand side. If that isn't, I've just given the whole entire fan base one of the best fan chats. Yeah. I've given the whole team something there to work with.
Yeah.
Leon Bailey, Pondy left hand side. How is that not the best chant that's come out of Villa Park since Tuan Zebi?
As you can probably tell, we have got half a podcast this week. Due to our audio having a bit of a mishap, we have rectified the situation. We had already purchased and ordered some new mics and some new audio equipment. We've also bought a camera which will be displaying our lovely faces to you all as we're turning into a YouTube podcast. Thank you very much and enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Every Week We Follow podcast, the Aston Villa podcast where we share views on everything Villa related, including pre-match views, match reaction, highlights of past and present, statistics and more. My name is Sam Rayworth, editor of the website. I have with me Glenn Goodwin, writer for Every Week We Follow, and Villa season ticket holders and away game regulars Willem Rayworth and Reece Lloyd. Watford 3, Aston Villa 2... Here we are, start of the season, give our reaction. Reece?
Just a very, very bad day at the office, wasn't it, to be honest? I think, the clear one for me was Matt Targett. Didn't look up to it physically or mentally on Saturday. I mean, he has only played, one game in pre-season, which was last Sunday. But he looked miles off. He was getting overrun, outpaced, ran past. There was one occasion where he got beat, he just stuck his leg out in defeat. So, yeah, I thought Matt Targett and suppose Matty Cash as well. Both fullbacks were just getting torn apart. It was just a real bad day. Obviously, the midfield wasn't strong enough. I think that we need to buy this week before we play Newcastle because I think McGinn and Nakamba, as much as they work hard, teams can break them down quite comfortably, and they weren't offering me much on Saturday. It was just generally a bad day. I will say something. I think everything they were hitting was going in the back of the net. Like the second goal, they had a touch, didn't they? And look, they were bang up for it on Saturday, Watford.
They were.
But it's a bit of a reality check for us, isn't it? To be honest, I think a lot of people are making some big shouts where we're going to finish this season and saying X, Y, and Z. I think it's just a bit of a reality check to say, look, we've got a lot of players to bed in. Still, we've got Ings, Sanson to bed in. Baday's Chucky to bed into the side as well. We've got Bailey as well. So, there's a big job to do this season for me around gelling the side. We have lost Grealish as well, who's your captain. The talisman. So, I think you could argue we bought a similar amount of players last season, but I think there's a bigger gelling job to do this year. So, I think look, bad day at the office. You move on, you push on to Newcastle. But yeah, I think we've just got to be patient with them this season. Yeah,
well, at least we got it away and got it out of the way. First game of the season. I mean, we did say last week that we ain't going to start as well as we did last year. But bloody hell, that was a bit fucking... Didn't really expect us to turn up and perform that poorly. Fullbacks royally annoyed me, let's say, on the weekend. Don't remember Targett getting past the halfway line. And when he was in his own half, he was chasing shadows. He wasn't in the game at all. Matty Cash was another one that really annoyed me. Just even more so, him going forward more than anything, because I don't think any of his crosses, and I remember about 4, 5, 6 times he was in the position to cross it and he did it, and he's either overhit it or hasn't hit the first man. Shocking performance, really. Obviously they've left Mings and Konza with everything to do, really. And I think Nakamba as well. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on him, but I've never been his biggest lover, but it just highlights the issues that we've got, really. It's brought us back down to earth a little bit. Not that we got too high, not that we was expecting too much. But yeah, I think 4-4-2 for this team can work, but if we're going to do so, who's going to be in midfield apart from McGinn? Can I see any of the options that we've got at the moment? Louise, possibly. Although he ended last season not great, didn't have the best of years. I would like to see us strengthen again. I think Ward-Prowse would be a great signing.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to happen, probably not. I know Southampton are keen on taking him. But yeah, Ings was starved of all service. Didn't really get much of a look in. managed to get his goal, which will do nicely. But yeah, we were miles off it, nowhere near it. Watford, best home record of any team last season in the top 4 leagues, so it was never going to be as easy on paper as it was. But yeah, that's a performance like that, no matter what point of the season, is inexcusable. But yeah, like we said, we're happy it's come this early. It brought us back down to earth again a bit. But we go again next week against Newcastle with the opportunity to put it all right. If we win on Saturday with a good performance in front of 42,000, no one will care about the Watford result. So opportunity to redeem ourselves, start our season then. And yeah, looking forward to getting back more than anything. Get the result and then kickstart our season.
I think pointing out the obvious ones is Targett. Like I say, he was pretty much in no man's land. Some people were like saying he was too high. You're saying he didn't get past the halfway line. He was in no man's land and even Mings just totally on his own. And I had an argument with someone basically because they were having a go at Mings. I'm like, Mings is. You're saying he's been absolutely terrible, mate. He can't do anything. He's got to chase down somebody because Nakamba's given the ball away. Now Nakamba, an interesting stat is Nakamba actually had, after Mings and Konza, our best pass completion rate with probably most of the passes. But the 6 passes that he gave away were 6 truly awful passes.
Well, Nakamba doesn't pass it longer than 5 yards anyway. Like he can't. You've never seen him split a defence with a pass. It's not his game. He doesn't do a 30-yard spray either. He passes. All his passes are 5 yards anyway. He passes to the person next to him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't risk anything when he's passing anyway. And for him to give some of them shocking passes away, it's just basics. And you don't really see any other team making passes like that. It's just like, He's alright for certain games, Nakamba. Really, he can come up against some big teams and put in a great performance when we're not expected to have the ball. But when we're expected to have the ball and dictate a little bit, there's no point in having him in there.
I mean, to be honest, we're talking around the defence, and we're talking about Targett. Even going forward, El Ghazi did nothing for me. I'm not overly sure about Ashley Young on the wing. To be honest, there's an argument that apparently Targett didn't get enough cover from Young. I think that's total nonsense. Look, he's a left back there to defend. You don't cover your wingers. His job there is to defend, and he defended poorly. So I won't have that argument on Saturday. He was just poor.
Targett got torn to pieces.
Yeah, and it's something to do with cover. It's just his own performance. But
Ashley Young keeps his shirt in left back for me. There was no such problems really on that left hand side when Ashley Young went there.
Agreed.
He keeps his shirt for me there on the weekend. To be honest, it might be a bit harsh. He's had one bad game, but you can't throw in a performance like that at any point.
Yeah, the thing is, even like one player I didn't mention earlier, we were talking about Bedney, even Ben Deer didn't have a good game. He wasn't releasing the ball quick enough. He looked a bit lost. He didn't have many options when he was going forward. I think the only positives I can really think about was probably Bailey's assist, obviously. Ings get on the short score sheet, and I actually thought for once, JJ actually made a difference when he come on. He actually was looking a bit more confident. He was looking a bit more confident. He was actually moving the ball forward. Could be one of those mad ones where he plays better with a crowd behind him. You just don't know. But he actually come on and was doing what I want him to do. He looked positive. He was moving the ball forward. He did.
He was trying to he was putting himself in bad situations to get out of it, to get us somewhere.
He made a bit of an impact for me on Saturday. I wouldn't start him against
2 shots, didn't he, in the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, I wouldn't start him.
Hold there. So you wouldn't. Who would you start if we hadn't signed someone? Because I would start him.
Would you?
Yeah.
It depends, doesn't it? I'd like to think we sign someone this week for Newcastle, because we do go into that Newcastle game with the current midfield. It's going to be a tough one. It's a difficult one because if we're talking about Newcastle, I think I would have a Young at left back, because Targett doesn't look up for it to me at the moment.
Against St Maximum as well, let's not forget.
Yeah, I think at the moment, until he's got his head space right or he's ready, I don't want to see him on the left hand side. So I'd play Young at left back, and I'd throw in Bale and Shaw onto the wings and go for it and just really have a go at them. I think the midfield is a tough one. I've seen McGinn starts, but it's a real tough one. I think with JJ, I think again he come on and made a bit of a difference. But we've seen him; he's done this before. And he's started. He's been so pedestrian.
Yeah.
And he's not that. You need someone next to McGinn who's going to do the dirty a bit as well. He's not that sort of midfield player, so it's a difficult one for me.
For me, I think you'll probably. I'm expecting Watkins to be back, because they were half thinking, is he going to train or not on the Friday? Yeah. So I would expect him to be back now. So it would probably be a 4-4-2 from me, if Louise is back, obviously Louise come back today.
He's came back
Monday.
today. Yeah.
If he's ready, I'd have no issue. He's match fit. I'd play him next to McGinn. I'd have Buendia off the right. I'd have Bailey on the left, and I'd have a new strike duo of Watkins and Ings playing there.
Yeah.
And I'd say Ashley Young get left back as well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Cash is fortunate to still be in there, but you don't want to make too many changes.
Yeah.
Well,
but
you could easily the one thing I was going to bring up is the squad that we've got. We can easily Conza right back, two and Xavi centre half, and you've still got a solid defence.
I wouldn't take Conza out of centre back. He's probably our best defender this season. Obviously. But yeah, I mean, look, that's what I'd go. But yeah, you can make as many changes as possible.
I think it depends if Watkins is fit. Assuming Watkins is fit, I probably would agree with you, Will. I mean, Buendia, he played his best football at Norwich out wide. Didn't need to be fair, not out wide, but almost like an inside forward, inverted, whatever phrase you want to call it. He played better and he was pushed out wide, weren't he? So I think that could work. I think the only thing we've just got to be careful. If we are playing this, it's not really a 4-4-2. It's like a 4-2-2-2, and it's like but it does leave you, unless you've got a midfield that's ready to really kind of do its job. You are going to get split open, and we saw it against Watford. They were splitting us open left, right, and centre through the midfield. It leaves you really open. So I don't mind it. I trust in Dino in terms of he wants to play that system, then in play. Because I think going forward we could be really frightening with Watkins and Ings. But we've just got to be. The midfield is so important in that system.
If you do play the 4-4-2, the midfield four, especially the two wide players, have got to be very, very narrow, and they've got when defending at least they've got to be so well drilled. But I'm sure that Buendia obviously is known for his work rate. We don't know too much about Bailey, but they've got to be really well drilled, and it's completely new side really. It's going to be a completely new shape for all of them. But I think when you've got Watkins and Ings in your side, you probably have got to go really for two up top. Yeah. It's a tough one. I mean, we don't need to go too far, left wing or too far right wing for each performance. It was a shocker. We can put it under the carpet. We can name an unchanged team. Not that I want to see El Ghazi again, to be honest with you. It's not a meltdown, but it's just like it was just such an alien performance from what we're used to. We don't really expect us. We've never really seen us throw in something like that for a long time.
Well, when was the last time we saw us play badly without a bit of style in there?
Yeah. I mean, we had probably about 5-10 minutes after the second half whistle. Yeah. When we thought we looked a bit dangerous, looked threatening, but then it very fizzled out, and then they brought on the one Chucho, whatever his name was, and he's put it in.
It's a great goal.
Whats it off the post. Yeah, a smashing finish. And Martinez probably could have done better with the first. Yeah. And then they've got lucky with the second deflection, which is just when it's going against you, it's going against you. They had their day. Fair credit to them. They bossed us. They deserve the 3 points. Let's just try and put it behind us and move on to Newcastle. I
think at the moment it's such a cliche, but it is game at a time with us at the moment. I think every game week you're going to probably see up until the end of this window new signings and new players available through to fitness. So it is game at a time. I think Newcastle is a winnable game. Won't be easy by any stretch of the imagination. And I think what we've just got to do is make sure that we go into this September period. We've got Chelsea, Everton, United, which is going to be a tough month. We're not really struggling for points at that stage. I think the next two games we need a minimum of 4 points just to put. I mean, ideally 2 wins, but minimum 4 points, just so we're not going into that month really far beyond where we need to be.
Yeah, we've got a tough run of games, haven't we?
We have, haven't we? So it's quite important that we. I think, to be honest with you, Villa Park full crowd on Saturday. I see nothing but a Villa win. I got to be honest. I think it will spur them on. I think we'll see a real good performance in the Villa on Saturday. I just think the Villa Park crowd makes such a difference, doesn't it? It's been that long as well. I think they'll just be right up for it on Saturday. For a lot of players, it's going to be. For what percentage of the squad is it going to be the first full Villa Park? It's going to be like Martinez, yes.
Martinez, yeah.
Konza Mings have had it. Targett's had it. Cash hasn't. Half the I'll probably say half your squad hasn't probably seen it.
Bailey, but they're two wide players, your two strikers, Ings and Watkins as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big one for the lads, and I'm buzzing for them because I don't think some of these lads realise how good it is. The way we want to play with this, it's a much more attacking mindset than last season. I think, like I said in the pre-match from last week, I think we'll get to a stage where it literally is so fluid up top. You'll see players all over the place, and but that's going to take time to get to that level.
That's what worries me at the moment.
Yeah.
I think is the fact that we are a much more attacking team, and we were already an attacking team last season. It worries me that we're leaving it there's too much going forward and not enough, and that's what happened.
Yeah, we do
at
need
the weekend.
we do need a defensive midfielder. We want a physically big, imposing player.
I think we need it, don't we?
He's good with the feet. Can get box to box. That's what we were after. I think, but saying that, I think every team would like a player like that.
Everyone wants the new Ndidi or the new Leicester do it brilliantly, don't they? To be honest, they always have someone in that midfield who does the job.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I would go out and I would splash some serious cash on a midfield player. I'm talking 50-60. I don't care. Just get it done. We've got,
I'll be disappointed if we don't even try.
Yeah, I think he knows.
Well, the funds are there to pay the 50-60.
Yeah. We haven't spent our transfer budget.
We've made a £10 million profit, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we've got the licence to go and do it. I just think that's. I'm talking breaking the transfer record for Villa and just doing it and going out. But look, I think Ward-Prowse will be an excellent signing, but I do think we need someone in a slightly different mould.
The only thing that worries me about Ward-Prowse is he is one of the slowest players you've ever seen. I mean, he gets about the pitch, and on the ball he is immaculate on the ball.
Yeah.
And obviously his set pieces. So I think his pros far outweigh his cons. But when we're talking about that big imposing player,
he's not him.
He probably isn't him. I mean, he'll get stuck in. But we just want someone that can really someone that the whole end will get behind, and every time he makes a tackle, it's roared.
Yeah.
Look, Ward-Prowse, 100%. I take him. Is he the answer for what we need? I'm not 100% convinced, but you take him.
I mean, a player of that talent, you want him in your squad regardless.
Him next to John McGinn in a 4-4-2, I'd 100% have that. And I think Ward-Prowse, does he solve all of our issues? Obviously not, but that could work. That could potentially be that could be the make or break as to whether we get Europe or not. Is it worth us going to spend 50 mil? I'd spend 50 million on James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, 100%. Not even a question for me. I would 100% play that money for him. I think it's the thing is though, it's a good conversation to be having because we're not saying, but yeah, lads, we need a left back, we need a centre mid, we need a winger, we need a striker. For where we want to be pushing this season, where you want to be contending in the top half, don't you? To be honest, I think we're a midfield player away from being. We're quite a set side here, and we've got an 11 that I could trust to probably give any team a game. The current team with that midfield, there's question marks for me, and I think that's a fair place to be. This stage in the window, we've got time to fix it. I just really would like us to sort it out before this game on Saturday. Yeah,
I think, like we said, we're going into this season, we're actually we're lost, who, but going into this season, we've got 2 left backs, 2 right backs, 4 centre halves, options out wide, 2 very good strikers, proven to score goals in the Premier League. It's just we've got. We do forget about Sanson. We haven't really seen what he's about, but from what we've seen, we haven't seen anything really. So we can't judge that. We can't judge him really.
He may be there.
He could come in and light it up, and I really hope he can. I know apparently Smith does fancy him, and he does see him as a good option to have in there. And I know he's box to box. Doesn't really look very imposing, but you can see that he has got a bit of dog in him. So we'll see.
And he's French.
I think we just need someone to part. If we're going to do a 4-4-2, we need someone a bit more to partner him again. Really, I think Louise could do the job. Depends which Douglas Luiz turns up. I think Jacob Ramsey could be a wild card option because as I said last week, I do fancy him. I think he's composed on the ball and he's a strong boy as well, and I think he could do it. I'm just not completely convinced. I'd love to see Ward-Prowse, as you say. I don't think it's going to happen realistically, but if not, then I think we need
a Basuma character, really.
Yeah, we need a real imposing, someone that you don't want to play against.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at Nakamba, you'd say, I'd play against him. You look at Louise, you'd go, I'd play against him. You don't like to play against John McGinn because he's all over you.
Yeah.
If you're playing a 4-4-2, you need the energy. Obviously, Nakamba's got energy, but you're not frightened of him.
Yeah.
And it's just more of a mental thing that I'm talking about.
First minute of the game against Man United, I want him to clatter Bruno Fernandes and put him on the back foot. That's what I want.
Yeah. Smash Bruno Fernandes. Stick him into the old end. And first game against Man City, just stick to
Slap
studs in
Voldemort. Slap Voldemort.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, Pinocchio.
Did completely wrong on Sunday. That did. That's another topic. It just didn't look right at all.
No, it was hard to see.
He don't look comfortable to me. That's another discussion for a Man City podcast somewhere.
Yeah,
to
well,
be.
we're
someone else can have it.
we're currently sat above them in the league. So
Yeah. But yeah, I think just got to push forward now. I think we've discussed it. I think we've got a big couple of weeks in terms of transfers to come. I think there's still business to be done at Villa. I think we just got to get behind him. I think talking around transfers, obviously we've just seen Brad Young go out on loan and another young lad go out on loan. It's good to see. I think we were chatting before. I think obviously Badace and Chucky, I think will definitely be in the setup.
Yeah.
Anyone outside of that, just be good to keep an eye on them. See what they get up to this season.
Yeah.
Did Kesley get sent off on the weekend?
No, he gave away a penalty.
I did.
So he won a penalty.
So he won a penalty, and then he.
I know we did something, didn't they? So he's
but they still love him.
Yeah.
They're actually, all of them are saying that he's better than this league. He said he shouldn't be in this league. So we'll probably see him come back and go to the Championship next in 6 months.
He's one of the quickest players
Absolutely,
I've seen in the Villa top for a long time. He's just absolutely rapid. So he's similar in when like Kyle Walker came in, and he was just this young fullback just bursting with pace.
Yeah.
And he's got a bright future. Hopefully he can fill out a little bit because he's still built like a bit of a boy. He's definitely an option for the future.
He's your modern fullback, isn't he? He can do it. He can do it all on that right hand side.
He's silky as well, isn't he?
He's
got some stuff in the locker.
Yes.
Scores goals for the youth team.
Yeah, I think obviously I'll pay more attention next weekend to what he's getting up to. But I think I think week on week we'll just keep an eye on how the boys are doing.
Maybe we make a section where we make it just purely youth based.
I think they'll be playing Tuesday, Wednesday. I think it's midweek football in the Football League this week, isn't it? So, yeah, just good to see us. Good to see them out playing men's football because they're going to come back better players for you, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Newcastle then going over to predictions. Reece, what do you reckon?
I think comfortably. That's a bit cocky, innit? I think we'll beat Newcastle, and I do think we'll turn up. And I think it'll be 3-0 Villa. I just fancy a magical day at Villa Park.
Yeah,
I think we all want a magical.
It is set up for a magical day at Villa Park. Where are you going to go before?
Where are you going?
Tons.
We go the Tons. Beat the Tons.
Yeah.
I'll come to Tons.
Yeah, on it. Yeah.
I'll go the Tons before.
Tons.
I like
bit of Shani's after.
Shani's after.
Yeah. Superb.
So very good. So,
I'll be in the social.
I think Ings is an absolute cert again on Saturday. I think he'll love playing at Villa Park. So yeah, Dan Ings, and then whoever else fancies a goal as well. I mean,
taking Bailey on his own debut.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be. I say it's not going to be a pushover. We have pushed over Newcastle a couple of times at home. They're going to be up for it now after losing to West Ham, and that they actually in the first half they played well in the first half. Yeah. They fell apart in the second half. I don't know what happened. I think West Ham were just a better side, to be honest. But I think under a full Villa Park, right up for it, I'd love to think we can just turn them over. 3-0 might be a bit ambitious, but I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. Wow. I do think we'll beat them. I did think they looked good in the first half, but the second half, I mean, the only person that scares me really, Saint-Maximin, but his output for goals and assists isn't actually that great. But he is frightening, and I would have Ashley Young to mark him as a bit of experience head at left back. Obviously Wilson loves a goal, doesn't he? He's a goal scorer.
Coventry fan as well, doesn't like the Villa.
Yeah. Do you remember when he signed for them?
Santiago Munez.
Do you remember when he signed for him? He was like, oh, fuck. Or my son watches goal.
Yeah.
So someone Newcastle.
Yeah. And to be fair to me, it was the right move for him. To be fair, because we've got Ings and Watkins now, so but he's good for a goal against us, you know. So I might change it to 3-1. 3-0. We're gonna stick with that.
I'll have. Do you know what? Because part of me thinks it's going to be 0-0, and then it's going to be the late goal that just sends everyone home happy. But I don't think I can see us starting quick. Getting not an early one. I reckon we'll score the first in the 32nd minute.
Right. Okay.
That's going to be
32nd minute. Write that down.
Precise.
Write that down.
That's going to be Leon Bailey.
32nd minute.
That's going to be Leon Bailey in the 32nd minute,
Everyone
and then it's going to go a bit quiet. Then it's going to be a bit tense. They're going to go close. They're going to have a big chance. I think Kieran Clark's going to miss an absolute sitter to make it 1-1.
Still can't believe he's playing for them.
And then basically he's going to miss a sitter. It's going to be straight in front of the goal, and Martinez is going to catch it, and from that, he's going to absolutely hurl it onto the left wing. Bailey's going to be Leon Bailey, Pondy left hand side.
Yeah.
He's going to be darting down the left. Watkins is going to come through, completely miss the ball, but there, who's behind him? Danny Ings. 72nd minute. So we're going to go 30 then obviously Danny Ings is going to put it away in 72nd, and then we're just going to steamroll and piss it about, and then score an absolute outrageous team goal in the 88th just to round it off. And we're going 3-0.
Yeah.
Who's going to get the third? Ooh, I'm going to go John McGinn.
Right, okay.
John McGinn
That's
with
the most
second of the
detailed
season.
match prediction I've ever heard.
Put him in your fantasy team.
This is going to go viral when it goes out.
Right, okay.
Because 32nd, 72nd, and the 88th. Goal scorers as well. I've also described all the goals for you as well. So
they're fair
you know
enough.
what? Don't even bother turning up on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
Because I just told you.
Realistically, I do think I'd love to think we can do them, but look, however we get the 3 points on Saturday, I don't care.
Yeah. I'd see another performance like we did against Watford as long as we get the win.
Yeah.
Just get that. From then onwards, you know, we need to start seeing the performances, because that was fucking shocking, wasn't it?
It wasn't
against
great, was it?
Watford. But look, we threw it in. We got it out of the way early. We'll put it behind us. The only thing we care about now is getting back in Villa Park and watching us on Saturday win 3-0 against Newcastle.
Let's start the season, because we didn't on Saturday, so
Yeah, absolutely. Up the Villa.
UTV.
See you at Villa Park.
Symptoms.